What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to the video and welcome back to the channel. In the last video I didn't say that we changed our channel name to the Street Fab Performance. I know it started off as a garage build, so it only makes sense for us to change the name now because our shop name is Street Fab. We sell all the merch under that name, so it only made sense to do so. Just in case you didn't know, now you do. Alright, last video you guys saw us pull the motor out of that Challenger over there, and we didn't get the chance to fit it in or try to at least stab it in there one time to see what a fit looks like. So today we've been working a little bit, and we ended up getting the harness out of this car completely out. It was a lot harder actually to get this harness than the other one. This one, it's kind of like an old style. It goes inside and kind of splices into the body harness. So we ended up pulling the dash out and get into our connectors. You can see it kind of like a skeleton. The only thing that's left is the structure behind it. So that took a little bit of time. We ended up not recording this, so it was all boring stuff, but because we want to show you the actual motor fitment and how it does not fit on this car right now. But we don't know that yet. This is going to be a first time, and we're going to bring you along with us. So without further ado, let's get this thing in here and see what it's going to look like. Alright guys, the first problem to fit this in is this nipple right here, your vent that comes out of the transmission. It's causing pretty good interference, and this intake manifold sensor that sits in the back of your intake plenum, and it's kind of contacting this area right here where your window motor bracketry goes. So we're going to try to get this out right now and see if that's going to help us any. We have like 2 inches to go before we can clear this cross member with the oil pan. So we're going to see if we can make some simple adjustments just to get that in. So Jake's trying to get this thing out right now.
Yeah, we were running into a couple fitment issues. This little breather for the trans. We just grabbed it with a set of pliers, just worked it out. Try not to damage it, reuse it. So we got that out of the way. And then the neutral release that goes up the glove box, that bracket was in the way, so we just yanked that out so it'll clear on the side of the tunnel. That's just to get it in with the trans on right now. So once it's back in, we'll be able to put it back on.
So another thing came off is that sensor that we were just showing you earlier.
Yeah, I wish I knew what it was. Right. Yeah, we pulled this sensor off the back of the intake manifold, just at the angle we're going in. It contacts up there. It's just easier to get it out of the way for fitment and for the mock-up. So take 2, we're going back in. I think it's going to slide in this time.
Boys, so here we are. We got the motor in, and it wasn't as bad as we thought putting it in. We thought there was going to be a lot of issues with the transmission tunnel, but it actually went in and it sits pretty much level. It sits pretty nice in here. We did have to cold work this front subframe piece, cross member, but long story short, this is going to get cut off, and we're going to get make our own piece here, a square tube, a round tube, whatever we decide to do. All the accessories do fit. The header's clear. So that's all good news. There's absolutely no issues there. The transmission fits, it goes out pretty nice and tight. There's no clearance issues from side to side, it doesn't rub anywhere. We might have to cold work a few spots, but nothing major that we thought we were going to have to cut the transmission tunnel and raise it and whatnot. So that's good news there. We do have the soil pan, though it sets a little low over here, so we're going to have to modify this area. We don't want to be hitting the ground once the guy is driving and cracking his cast aluminum. So this is definitely going to have to modify. We're going to have to cut this a little bit higher than this cross member, and thinking of something right here, but that's going to come sooner or later. The transmission oil pan is sitting pretty nice and high, so we like that, and it's probably going to stay somewhere in that area. Other than that, the exhaust we're going to make, there's plenty of space on the headers. The one thing we have to do modified, I know we talked about it before, is going to be using the steering rack from the Challenger, but that's still in the future videos. Right now the motor is sitting basically on a couple 4x4s. It is sitting level and it's basically centered where we want it. And the mounts that we're thinking about making will be something like this. If you want to come over here and take a look on this LS engine, this is the kit that we ordered from Njuku. So we're thinking it's going to be something like this, big plate on the side, and then it's going to be an isolator, polyurethane bushing in the middle, and the pipe. But this is just an idea right now, something that we'll have to work and take a look at closer once we get there. But so far it looks pretty sweet. We're impressed how it fits. I hope you guys like it. It looks pretty mean in there.
Alright, like Alex was saying, next video we're going to show you guys how to make some mounts out of your own shop. It's going to be super easy, just with some plate, but we're going to fabricate the mounts. We're going to hit the transmission and cross member. We're going to try to mock it up and get it locked in its home. So we'll have some fabrication coming, some welding, mock up, and kind of give you guys an idea, if you haven't made your own mounts before, how to get a little bit of adjustment out of a mount. So that's the big plan. Next is get this thing locked into its final location.
Yeah, this thing looks sick in here. We didn't expect how good it's going to fit. We thought there was going to be a lot more problems, but it looks pretty badass sitting in this engine bay. It's definitely going to be a ripper when she's done. But this is going to be it, guys. Sorry for the short video. I know it was short, but it was sweet. So stay tuned for the next one, and we're going to see you next time. Take it easy.